Hello everybody. I know that there's 5 people that are going to jump today and I am so excited for this. Let's see how this goes and let's see if I can see all your comments. So as you jump in, I would love for you to comment and see I'm watching live and I want to see you there. And this is my first live that I do here with you guys. So bear with me if there's any issues, any things, but I'm so excited to what I'm going to share with you today. And this will be left in the in my Facebook group. Hi. Okay, thank you. I see you. Karen, thank you for being there. So in some moment I want to share my screen, but I'm not completely sure that I can do that because I have not tried that before. So if I can't, then I apologize for that. I'm gonna try to figure it out. So as we go, we learn, right? So thank you for being here. As you hop in, please let me know that you're here, and I want you to participate and comment with what the actions that I ask, the questions that I ask, or anything, so that I know that you're watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. It's Amazing Tuesday, and we're talking about today, if you're here, you are in menopause and you're in the right place and you have been dealing with so many symptoms and you cannot just get not a hold of you, of who you are anymore. You do not no longer feel like yourself. Is that right? Do you not feel like yourself anymore? You're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, and there has been like a roller coaster of emotions, of your business, your relationships, like things are starting to break down and you do not know what to do and how to do, and you no longer know what to eat that is right for you. You maybe feel like it's like you're trying to pull your hair out and trying to focus and there's nothing is going right. So let me start with one question. What is it, when do you know, when do you start to learn to appreciate or to be grateful of something? Let me know in the comments. When do we learn to appreciate, or how did you learn to appreciate if you have already started to know how to appreciate things in life? I'll give you a few minutes to answer. No, there's no right or wrong answer here. Is like what shows you or what teaches us to appreciate. So what I've noticed is like we do not learn to appreciate things until we lose them, right? So when we lose something, once it's gone, yes. Once we lose something, oh, we value what we have already and has been with us all along. So when we lose something, we learn to appreciate. And that's unfortunate because sometimes it's a little bit too late. Sometimes we lose a loved one and we regret not having been able to appreciate them or tell them all the things that we wanted, and then we worry about that, and then we kind of we are cruel to ourselves, and the way we talk about ourselves becomes something very negative, and then we are not liking ourselves anymore. So before I start with the 5 steps that I want to share with you, I want to tell you a little story of why and how, why I came up with coaching and why is it so important for me and how did it all come up. So when I was 40, I started having some health issues and I didn't know that meant menopause. I had no idea what menopause meant, but I started tackling things at a time, slowly. And I knew one thing, that I was really soul searching for my entire life. I was searching my soul. especially when I started with 40s, 50s, and I think that's the age that most women start kind of trying to figure out themselves again. For many years, we are children, we learn different things, we learn how to do things in a different way. Parents teach us, teachers teach us, and like everything is being fed to us. Like we learn as we grow, and we get patterns from our ancestors, we get patterns from our teachers, our siblings, our friends, everything. But then when menopause comes, kind of there's breakdowns. And going back to the soul search, my dad was a person who was very introvert, and he did not really know how to relate with his children, with us, as we were growing up. He did when we had a lot of fun when we were little, but then he didn't when we started being more independent and individual and having our own thoughts and our own decisions. He kind of let go of that because he didn't know how to interact. And for many years, I questioned myself, why is this? What is happening? Why cannot I relate well with my dad? And there was like a mismatch. I was constantly in soul search, but I had no idea where that came from. And actually, I came to that realization this morning as I was running, but I'll talk about that in a little bit when I talk about one of the steps. And when I finally realized, it's like, oh, when he's doing something that makes him really happy, which was usually outside of the house, he was like always doing something that he loved. He was a Boy Scout, and he loved doing all these things until he died, like his last day of his life. But he was not happy inside a home environment, and he was happy outside the home environment. And I didn't understand why. And he was always looking for books for self-healing and soul searching, but he did not communicate that with us. So maybe you have, like, our life becomes a certain pattern because of all the experience we have had. And as my dad was looking for soul searching, and he did not learn how to express, later really he got cancer and he died from it. A young age, I think it was like 60, in his 60s. That was unfortunate. So he did not know how to express his emotions, his feelings, what he felt with us, he was very shy on that. And I think I carried with all this. And I'm saying this to you because what you're feeling right now is not only yours. A lot of the times we are carrying, like a backpack, carrying all the things that our parents lived and their own struggles and their parents' struggles and their parents' struggles. So many times when we do not understand ourselves is because we're carrying with a very large baggage of things that it's hard. And when menopause comes, after we have been learning, like after we have had our children, we have gone on the go, serving everyone, right? What I've come to the conclusion is that menopause is me-no-pause. It helps us make a pause through all our symptoms so we slow down enough so that we can pay attention and become a better person. That's all it is. So that was a little introduction, or a long introduction, but hopefully this gives you a little bit of understanding of who you are and why you're feeling how you're feeling, that it's not all yours. So sometimes it's easy, it's like, oh, so it's not mine, so I can give it back. If it's something that was my father's, my mother's, my grandparents, like, Thank you for this gift. Now I give it back. So that's a release. So we start releasing and giving back all these patterns to our family members, to our everyone around us, our teachers. Maybe you had a teacher at a young age that you did not like, and she or he did something mean to you, and you're carrying with that baggage. All these little things come up when we have conversations through coaching, and that is why I feel it's so empowering. But as I was going with all my struggles, I learned a lot of different things, but I was fixing little things that were breaking down on me. All of a sudden, I realized that I was really enjoying talking with people about my health things and about what other people felt. And I was very good at catching the things that they were feeling and just kind of directing their focus on doing something different that made them feel better. And I realized that I'm really good at that. So, and I love it, and it gives me so much energy. So when we do what we love, nothing becomes hard, and we feel better. And this was exactly what my dad was happening, right? Is he was doing something outside the house that he loved, and that's how he survived for so many years. And not that he was totally unhappy at home, but I could see a certain sadness in him. And I do not, what's the word that I'm wanting to say? I do not want that to happen to you here listening. I don't want you to regret not being who you really are because you feel bad, because you feel worried, because you feel guilty, because it's like my goal is for you to learn different tools, different things that can help you feel better with you. And those can be very simple things. So I became a health coach to help others learn exactly what I learned in my own experience that has taken me 15 years, and I'm still learning and growing. So let's go to mindset, and I kind of already touched about that. So I'm going to touch about, today we're going to be talking about 5 modules or 5 steps that I have considered and learned in myself that are the most simple ways of learning more about you, so that you can understand yourself, become more aware of what you do and how you feel when you do certain things, so that you can become empowered and not rely on others telling you or not telling you what to do, but become empowered to know exactly what you do every day and why you do the things that you do, so that you can feel good and great every single day. Does that sound something that you would like to learn more about? Just type yes or no in the comments if you're still here with me listening. Anybody that is showing up, please let me know that you're listening so that I know that you're here and I'm not talking only to the camera. I love interacting, so yeah, participate in everything. So let's see. Think about, thank you, Elaine. Thank you for being here. Thank you. So first thing is awareness. Think about what makes you feel good. Oh, no. So think about, okay, we're going to go through the 5 steps. Sorry about that. I mistracked. So mindset is number 1. It's so important. Everything that we see around us came out from a thought. So when hi Missy, nice to see you here. So everything that we have in the world came from a thought. So let me ask you, are you aware of your thoughts? Write down in the comments thoughts or no thoughts. Are you aware of how you're thinking throughout the days? So our brain is constantly thinking things. And sometimes those thoughts are not positive. mostly they're negative, and we are our or worst critics. So when we become aware of our thoughts and our phrases or the ways, too many thoughts, unfortunately, yes. So when we're thinking too much, and they're not in the positive side, then that is attacking ourselves, and that is why we're feeling so bad or so sick. Or we have anxiety and panic attack and stress and things like that. So think about the light bulb. Think about an airplane. Think about earrings, a sweater, a jetty, right? Everything came out of a thought. Somebody thought about it, and thanks to that, we live in a home. We have all this facility to do to connect with you right now. Is like, but nobody trained us or nobody told us before, okay, what are you thinking right now, and how is that making you feel? So the idea about coaching is that you start learning different tools that can help you understand what your thoughts are, how you're connecting that to your body and feeling, so that you can drive yourself in different ways. So how many of you, if you can write briefly, what is a first thought that you have in the morning? Like when you wake up. Or yesterday I was talking with one of my clients, and she said, I'm not a morning person. She does not like mornings because all she thinks is of all the things that she has to do that she can't, because she has so much stress and so much anxiety. So she just wants to kind of get back in the cupboards again, right? It's like at the moment she opens her eyes, she's thinking about all these to-do lists, all the things. Tired, yes, tired. So you are tired. You are not having the energy to do anything from the start of the morning. And that just carries us from the brain, it carries to the body, and then we have problems with digestion, we have problems with bloating, we have problems with lack of focus. It's not that menopause is not all your bunch of symptoms. The symptoms are trying to teach you something. So they're there for you to help you slow down, try to understand what's going on. You do not need to go to the doctor for everything. It's like doctors are there to help us with the major things. But there's so many basic things that you can learn on your own to figure it out, that it will empower you much more. I think about what I can focus on to stay positive for the day. Yeah. And what if you can just wake up and say, thank you? You know, when we say thank you, it's opening up a world of possibilities for the universe to provide everything that we need. And it really helps us slow down and feel more appreciated. So many times we have those thoughts first thing in the morning that just sabotage ourselves from exercise or from doing something that makes us feel good. I do thank God each morning. Thank you. That's really nice. And what if first thing in the morning, after you say thank God and say thank you for this new day, you go to the mirror and say, hey, Maaike, you got it. Hey, Elaine, you got it. You are going to have a great day. How do you think you will feel if you do that every day? Mel Robbins, she has a high five, or the 5-second rule and the high five habit book that are amazing. And just that act of saying high five, it makes you feel better. So our mind drives our actions in the day and the way we feel. So when we start focusing, what happens is a lot of you maybe are waking up and saying thank you, but then you go to the news, you go to your phone, you go to address everybody else's needs. I have created a rule for me that I cannot reply to anybody until I have finished a morning routine. But that we'll touch base on that. So one action for you towards mindset, I want you to catch yourself throughout the day today and the rest of the week. Catch yourself when you say the word but, when you say the word have, and when you say the word should. When we're having, shoulding, and butting, it means that we're like, we don't have to do anything. We should not have to do anything. We want to or we do not want to. So is this helpful for you right now, right here? It's like with those 3 words, catch yourself how many times in the day you say have or should, and change those for I want to. It's so much more enjoyable and it's so much appreciating. Appreciation, the number one thing to learn more. Don't say anything but listening with 2 teenagers while driving, and you are inspiring them too. Okay, thank you. I'm glad that I'm inspiring and impacting even more people. It's pretty awesome. I'm at a stoplight, so no texting. Okay, no worries, but thank you so much for making that effort to text, because I know that you're listening. Thank you. So just that action step. Is this helpful for you? Just notice how you feel when you change those words to something different. You will reframe your phrases and you will automatically feel better. So that is mindset. It's really taking note of your patterns, your mind, thoughts that you can reframe. Just by changing a word, you can feel so much better. And that is my goal, for you to do little things that can help you feel better. So appreciation is great. So menopause, before we go to the next step, menopause is a time in life to reevaluate who you are, what you came to this world to do, and prioritize yourself and not feel that you're selfish by doing the things that you like to do. Let me give you another example of my client, one of my clients yesterday. She's a highly anxious person with constant panic attacks, and she cannot even drive to her work because she has anxiety. So she came to me because of all this, and she has gone through therapy. She has gone through doing natural solutions, different like essential oils and things like that, but nothing were like really working. And once she's starting to recognize those patterns, she is able to open up to new outcomes. So she's having a little bit more energy. And for the longest time, her daughter has been asking her, hey mom, can I do your makeup? Can I do your hair so that you just feel better? And she has closed the doors and she has not accepted. She didn't feel that she needed it. But it's not only for her, but also for her daughter. So that creates better relationship, right? And her daughter wants to see her mom happy. And when the mom is happy, then the daughter will be happier too. So a lot of times we do so much for our children, expecting that they will, trying to think that they will be happier if we do all these things for them. Well, guess what? If you're unhappy doing all these things, they won't be happy. So, Missy, take note of that. And if your children are a little bit younger, so take note of that. When you're not happy, your children, your relatives, your husband, or significant other, he won't be happy either. So it's not about them, it's about you. So that's a different mindset. So I'm getting into deep things. Hopefully this is being good for you. So when we start thinking about more positive things show up for us. Life does not happen to us, it happens for us. When things are breaking down, like this morning, I have had a really very unexpected morning with a lot of things happening that were not in my favor, but life is also a choice. That's another thing for mindset. You choose how you want to act or react upon things. So you can choose a second time. If you have a first choice of doing things and they're not adequate or in the process that you're learning, then choose a second time. Is like, oh, I regret, I let go of that thought. I don't want to go there. I let go of that thought and I choose again. So that is my recommendation about mindset. And I took a long time here because mindset is everything. So when we have the right mindset, then everything starts flowing. We start choosing better food, we start choosing to move our body better, and we start having better mood. So all that unfolds. So number 2 is talking about food. And talking about food in regards of what we eat and how we feel. How many times have you noticed how you feel when you eat certain things? So write in the chat, what food do you go to when you feel stressed? So let me know, write in the chat if you can. If you're not driving, let me know what is the first food you want to eat when you're feeling anxious, stressed, nervous. Let me know in the chat. So while you're writing, okay, chips and Coke. Yes. And why is that? Because you want a quick surge of energy. You want something to make you feel good. And that chips and Coke sounds really good, right? But then what happens? You crash. And then you feel more anxious and you have a belly, stomach, your stomach is hurting. I actually don't want to eat at all when I feel this way. Yeah, so we sabotage ourselves. So we see how everybody reacts differently. And I love that because that's diversity. We have to understand our own unique patterns to know how to address those things. And that happens to my client as well. She's anxious, she cannot eat. Now she's losing weight. The opposite of everybody, like a lot of people. She's losing so much weight. She needs to put food in her body so that she can improve her weight. But usually we go for sugar, which is attacking our brain. Let me tell you something, and you will second thought today, bread and chocolate. Well, chocolate, as long as it's dark chocolate, it's fine. Bread, not so much. So let me tell you something about sugar, and maybe that will start helping you kick the sugar habit. So sugar, it's what is the food that ants like the most? Write down in the chat. What is the food that ants, those creepy creepers that come and invade our house, what is what they like to eat the most? And you probably are taking some time to write, but sugar is something that ants love. So every time, yes, sugar. So every time you eat sugar, imagine you're eating something that is attracting a bunch of ants that are invading your brain. That's why your focus is so bad. And that's what happened to me. That's when I started transforming everything. I changed the way I ate and everything because I was not feeling good. My focus, my brain was like fried. I had no idea what I would always forget things around. It's like, Mom, what did you forget this time? Well, that takes care of that. Yay! So imagine when you're eating sugar that you have a bunch of ants that are following you or they're invading your brain and they're eating up your brain. So they're taking away all your positive thoughts. They're taking away all your brain functions. So sugar is not good. It's the worst thing that we can do. And I also want to prevent Alzheimer's and dementia. And what are those? The main cause of that is sugar. So we want to be able to create memories with our children, our grandchildren. My goal is for me to live happily with teaching my grandchildren lessons that I have learned in life and not be like in an institution, right? I cut out sugar 3 years ago. Cold turkey, it's mind over matter. I don't even buy it at all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So yes, so it's like, what do you want in life? You want to create memories. You want to have a brain that is functional so that you can do everything that you want. And that's number one. So what we need to eat is opposite of sugar. We want to eat foods that are feeding our brain so that it can work properly. One of the first things I changed when I had this brain fog and I could not remember things was eating more healthy fats. And you might have seen a lot of my posts and a lot of my things, and I eat butter like that was something that my father loved to eat, and I would never eat it because I didn't feel it was healthy, but it's the type of butter that you eat. But some healthy fats are really good for our brain so that we can feel better, think better, and feel more satisfied. And then the cravings also go away. So through my coaching, you start learning, and we have an experiment that you do an experiment for 4 days, like learning what type of food gives you energy and what type of food takes away energy. This morning I was in a meeting and someone was talking about calories and carbs and proteins and having a chart and having all these recipes, and it's like, holy moly, I'm not a person that I like to track things, but also I like to make things simple. Your body is your best experimentation lab. So when you don't feel good and you notice that you ate certain things, you have to become aware that what you're eating, how it makes you feel. Once you start attaching those two things, then you start discerning. It's like, oh, when I eat spinach, I feel great and my brain is functioning really well. When I eat a donut, I feel slow and sluggish and I just want to go to sleep. So you start determining, it's like, oh, when I eat some more protein, I feel like invigorated and I feel good. And some people do that more with more vegetables. Some people like more meat protein. So you start figuring out what is the right food for you to have the most energy. So when you have the right mindset, then you have the right food that's fueling your brain, fueling your body, your digestion starts feeling better. You know what a little secret is, like when you eat better, your body starts defining its muscles much better. So it's not about killing yourself in the gym to get all those definition and all that body picture that you want. It's more about food than about exercise. But don't get me wrong, we do need to move our body every day. So that leads me to the third step of my program or my module and the things that you start learning. It's habits for better body. When I talk about habits about better body, it's like, what happens when you hear the word exercise? Some of you listening today, maybe you're a good exerciser. Maybe you don't have the energy to exercise, or just the word exercise makes you like freak out and like, no, I have to exercise. That is like a punishment to me. So let me know what is it for you when you hear the word exercise? Is that hard? Is that easy? Do you have that habit or not? Write in the comments, yes, write exercise or no exercise. Sometimes it's heavy, like it feels heavy to go out and work out, and you don't have a routine and you don't have the energy, so everything spirals down into the energy that you have for the day. So how are you carrying out exercise? So do you exercise, Elaine? So what type of exercise makes you feel happy? You have it already in your body and your system. So going back to exercise, sometimes exercise is like, oh, I have to go to the gym, right? I have to. When you have to do something, you don't feel good. None, and makes me feel sad, but can't seem to get started. Exactly. You are dragging your days, so, and maybe you're not even sleeping good, so you're dragging your days, and all that stress just accumulates. And all that stress is like a pitcher without any water. It's like a car without gasoline, a car without oil. You're burning yourself to death, really, because you are not fueling your body with nutrition. And you know one more thing about nutrition, when you are eating a lot of sugar, that the body is shutting down, because sugar and chemicals, the body is protecting the cells, and it shuts down all the absorption from all the nutrition that you're eating. Going to the gym, but that's no longer an option. So I have to do it at home, which is very difficult for me, but I know I have to. Yes. And maybe you don't have to, maybe you want to. Try to change that word. Maybe you don't want to right now, but you will after you do some coaching. When you have the right fuel, you feel motivated, you're sleeping better, your digestion is better, your body starts shaping better, so then you want to exercise. You want to, like, you have that energy that is like, oh, I want to go out the door and go for a walk, or not. You don't have to become a marathon runner to go exercise, or do a video at home. Like, for example, Elaine, if you cannot go to the gym, you can turn on a video and start doing that. But the other steps have to go before. And when you start sleeping better, you have more energy to do that. So if you're not having that inspiration to work out, think about something that you did as a child that brought you joy, and change that word exercise to movement. What can you choose today? How can you choose today to move your body in a way that brings you pleasure, that you want to do more? So write in the chat, like, what is one thing that you enjoyed that was a movement exercise, like not a movement of your body that you enjoyed? Maybe it was dancing, or a dance class, or I used to do tap dancing, and I loved it. I used to do gymnastics. I used to do swimming. I love to do a lot of the things, and that brought me a lot of joy. And it was not one thing, it was a lot of different things. So I continued that. But now, having the mindset of knowing that you're doing something for you to feel better. And one little tip that I'm going to give you that I share with my clients all the time is, like, imagine right now, or type in the chat, what is one activity that brings you joy, that is movement? Is it dance, ballet, dance, pump? And how do you, thank you, Karen. So how do you feel when you have finished a dance, or a ballet class, or a body pump exercise? How do you feel? Dance. So how do you feel when you have danced? You feel happy, or you feel sad? So when you have accomplished something that you really enjoy, you feel happy. And guess what? Here's a little trick. So decide today what activity happy, rejuvenated. Thank you. So decide today, what is the activity that you would like to do? I feel happy. And mental rehearse or think about it in your mind. Again, mindset. Envision yourself having done all that exercise or that movement and doing a dance and then accomplishing it and even feel kind of sweaty after it. It makes you feel happy. So when you anticipate that and visualize that before you do it, like the athletes do, then you kind of rehearse it so you feel good. So when it gets to the morning and you wake up and you have your tennis shoes ready to go out exercise or move your body, it's like, oh, it feels good already. So it becomes automatic. My goal through my coaching program is for you to learn different habits, unlearn bad habits and learn new habits for you to feel great every day. That you have control of your days and you know exactly what you're going to do and how everything is going to be working. I'm not going to give you a schedule of things, right? Or your work or anything. It's just a baseline of how you start your days and the mindset that you have so that you can feel great. So going to better habits of movement and what makes you happy. So that is tagging that. And then when that leads us to better emotions, right? When we're better, having better thoughts, when we're eating better, we're feeling better. Now we're exercising, we're moving our body more, we're feeling even better. Now with the movement, our brain is oxygenated, our blood is being circulated, we're able to release toxins from the body more often, and then we don't longer have so many ants in our brain or clogging enough our veins and things. And then we just start feeling better. So our mood becomes better. But there's also other things that we can do to improve our mood right away. Maybe you're having negative thoughts. Maybe you're still having, like in the process, in the process of learning, some days are worse than others. And especially around session number 4 or 5 of my program, normally people do not want to come to the session because they feel that they have not done their work properly. And that is, I'm saying that because when we're struggling, when something becomes a little bit harder than normal and we're changing things, it's like we're ingraining different patterns. Sometimes there has to be a breakdown before there's a breakthrough. And here's a little example, and I'm talking about mood, but that changes everything. So let me give you a little story. Also from this client that she was not able to eat anything because her throat just shuts. So then she got COVID. And she was like less energy. She could not move her body. Like she could barely drink anything. But then it's like we're talking and like, okay, try at least appreciate the one bite of a banana that you can eat. Appreciate the one drink of water that you can. And that leads to another, to another, to another. So her body had to completely shut down, have COVID, not being able to even move her body because she had no energy. And now she says, I changed my goals. Now I appreciate every little thing that I can do along the way. And guess what? She is feeling much better, right? She had to have that breakdown so that she can start moving up again and appreciating all the things along the way. It's not about reaching the goal. It's about the joy that you get along the process to get there. So maybe you're looking to feel better. Maybe you're looking to lose your belly fat. Maybe you're looking to to improve your focus and reduce your stress and anxiety. So all those things we start matching it, like, oh, what are your mechanisms? What are you doing? What are you things that you need to unlearn so that you can relearn to live better? So regarding emotions, again, going back to mindset, is like we can start doing things for ourselves first, because remember, our cup maybe is empty, our fuel tank is empty. The car cannot run without fuel, so we need to fuel with food, with minds, with thoughts, and we have to become, and I just said the word have, we need to become more aware of what makes us feel good. So start becoming a little more selfish and do something for you first thing in the morning, because that sets the tone for your day. So what is one thing that you do first thing in the morning? Write on the type on the chat. What is that? And somebody had already said that you say thank you and pray to God. But what is another thing that you do, or what is one activity that you do for yourself, if any, in the mornings? That you do, like maybe sip a cup of coffee, maybe you watch the news, maybe you look at your phone, maybe you go to the mirror and say high five, maybe. So what is one thing that you do first thing? And how does that make you feel? So sometimes what I learned through menopause is to make a pause and to start changing things, changing my habits to appreciate. So something that I learned in these years is to set a time apart, be a little bit selfish, wake up a little bit earlier maybe, and set a time for meditation, set a time for journaling, set a time for a little reading for yourself. Say thank you and show appreciation to me. Exercise and then coffee. Great. Okay. So just notice your attitude towards that appreciation. I love making my coffee, that it's so delicious and makes me feel so good, but I am appreciating every sip of the way, right? And it makes the smell and the taste and everything makes me feel so good. So all these little things that you start changing are like little, through coaching you start learning all these tools. Imagine all these tools are part of a secret recipe that is going to be, first you have to learn the recipe as with the tools and apply all the tools, so you make a specific kind of cake, right? Which is your cake, which is your body, your deliciousness. But then you need to adjust those ingredients so that you make the perfect recipe for you. That is what my coaching helps you do. Is like, first you learn the tools and then you start adjusting all those so that your body, your mind, your soul is working in alignment, and now you have your own secret recipe for your own way of being. And all of a sudden, the quality of your life, the quality of your relationship with your kids, with yourself first, with your kids, with your husband, with your relatives, with your co-workers, everybody start noticing a little bit of more of a smile in your face. You feel like life is more free, more light, because you start enjoying life more. And as you enjoy life more, things start opening up. Maybe you're not working right now and you would like to do something that you love, that becomes something that can bring you some kind of income. So a lot of times, instead of a job that you have to do, it's like start looking for those things. When you feel better, then the universe opens up and it starts providing you with different things, because you start thinking, oh, now that I feel good, I would like to do this trip. I would like to buy this car. I would like to hang out with my friends more. So you kind of start living life in a better way, and then everything starts matching up. So step number 5 is, once you learn all these things, your body starts working differently. So all your organs in your body are kind of feeling a relief because they start working together. Imagine your body is a symphony, or it's a symphony, and all the instruments are not sounding well because they're all doing their own thing right now. So maybe you're in chaos, and think about the symphony, and every instrument is working, doing their own thing. So once you start harmonizing everything, it's like your body starts playing like a beautiful symphony. And that's how you start feeling. Like the symphony sounds delicious, right? It's like eating a truffle that is melting in your mouth, that is so delicious. And that's a word that I want you to take away today also. Is like, how can I do things through my days that make me feel delicious? One thought, something that you eat, something that you slow down to eat and just enjoy it so much more. When you have that appreciation of things, then everything starts melting down, and your life becomes, instead of stressed and anxious and full of symptoms, it becomes more harmonic, and your life just opens up. So what are, like, and you stop also worrying about everything and start addressing things in a different way. So love the meditation suggestion. Okay, thank you. So meditation, journaling. Oh, one thing that I wanted to talk about is like journaling is like a lot of times, and Elaine was saying you have a lot of thoughts in your brain, right? It's like, do you meditate? Do you journal, Elaine? Do you journal or not? That's something that I learned through my process. Was one of the tools that I started learning in the morning, and I do that in the morning and sometimes at night. What happens, journaling is like we brain dump. So we no longer have to carry with all those thoughts and that confusion. You can appreciate things, you can write the things that you're disgusted about, or the things that you want to create. Anything that is in your brain, you can dump it, and then you can have better nights. It's like a little secret, but it's like you can have better nights just by dumping that and stop worrying about it and just start creating what you want. What was I gonna say again? So you start learning all these things. So what are you taking away? Like, if you could write in one word, I don't. I've tried, but I don't know where to start or what to write. Yes. And those are also the little things that, okay, once you start feeling better, you start journaling, and you learn different ways of thinking things, then it might become easier, right? It's like, my coaching is like going back to basics. Instead of overcomplicating things, we start kind of making things easier for you, and the simple steps are the most powerful ones. Like drinking a glass of water in the morning. That is a simple step that makes a huge impact in how your brain feels, how your body feels, and you will have the energy to get along. But sometimes we cannot even drink that glass of water because there's something in our brain that does not allow us to do that. So we break through those patterns that might be silly. Maybe you think they're silly, but they're not, because they're blocking you from being the better you that you are meant to be. And my goal is for you to be the best version of you, because you deserve it. Number one, you're alive, and you deserve to be and feeling happy every single day. And everyone around you deserves deserves the best of you, not the worst of you. So take that into consideration, that everyone around you is going to appreciate you more when you value yourself, when you invest in learning more about yourself. This is an investment in you. When you go through my coaching program, you're investing in yourself to be the best version of you. And that's my goal for you. If you're ready for creating better health, if you're ready to have more energy, to lose your belly fat, to be the best version of you that can ever be, this investment is totally good. It's the best investment that you can do for your life, because what you will learn will be there with you all along the rest of your life, whatever age God gives you to live. But then you will be creating beautiful memories with your children and having the quality of life that you want. So if this, I would love to read in the chat, write a comment. What is one word or one appreciation that you're taking away from this training today? Whatever you're taking away, I would love to know. So write on the comments, what are you taking away? One word that is carrying you, that made this our investment in you to be better. I would love to, and all of you who are listening in the recording, please put hashtag replay and write in the comments also, what are you taking away after you listen to this? And if you're ready, changing words, letting go. Thank you so much, Missy. I'm glad that you're taking away that, because it's just simple facts, positivity. Thank you, thank you. So your call to action today is start doing those things that we talked about. You can start your day thinking about better thoughts. You can start noticing how you feel with different foods. You can start noticing, oh, how do I like to move my body and how I feel? And you said, Elaine says that I need to pause during this new stage in life. Yes. And it's me, no pause. So now it's allowing you to pause, to reevaluate. And if you're ready to make a significant change in your life and really transform the way you do things for the better and for good, and kind of start letting go of all those symptoms and improving your joint pain, improving your weight, improving those illnesses. Let me give you one last thing, especially this goes for Missy. When things are just rippling and you feel that things are not going well, and it's the medications are not serving, it's like there is something that all that I trained to you today will help you kind of rethink your life. And you know that illness is also a choice. You can allow yourself let go of that and let in wellness. So we're starting to focus away from illness, away from symptoms, and we're starting to focus on wellness. We're creating wellness. So that's another word, letting go of illness, that you can let go of that because it does not belong to you. So thank you. And if you're ready to transform your life, write ready in the comments and we'll have a conversation, and let's get you started with a discovery call so I can learn a little bit more about you and how you can start and make this year 2022 the best year ever. You will appreciate it, and everybody will appreciate it also. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your comments, and I look forward to continuing supporting you wherever you need it. And this is coaching, and we'll talk about this coaching whenever we get on the call. So this call is a discovery call where I'm going to learn a little bit more about you so I can better serve you, your needs. Thank you so much, and bye-bye for now. Talk to you soon, and until next time. Thank you, Brad, Karen. All my best too. Love you. Bye-bye.